Alright, my name is Jalen Satterfield, and today I'm going to be talking in my persuasive speech on why golf is the hardest sport out there. Golf is the most mental sport for sure. In golf, you don't have someone hitting it back to you, or have someone, like, you don't have an opponent. In tennis, you have someone hitting the ball back to you. In football, you have someone guarding you. In basketball, you have someone guarding you. In football, you have someone defending you. Or in wrestling, you have someone that is against you. In golf, the only person you have is yourself, and the only person that can, like, if you do bad, the only person you can blame is you, because that you're the only person that, like, that's your score. That is not anyone else's score. That's your score. Golf is 90% in the head, 90% mental thoughts, that's crazy. All the different shots you have to do in the golf swing. If you want to hit a fade, then you have to come outside and go in. If you want to hit a draw, you have to come inside and go out. All these different things that you have to think about in your head, it's unbelievable. If you want to hit it just dead straight, you just come straight through. But it's so precise, it's just really hard to do. If you want to hit like a stinger, you have to close the club face and hit the ball where you hit down on it instead of coming up on it to hit a high shot. All these things you have to think about in your head. You also have to think about the wind, if it's windy or not. If the wind's coming at you, then you're going to lose 10, 15 yards. If the wind's going with you, then you're going to gain 20, 30 yards. You have to think about all that. The rain, if it's raining out, that's going to hit your ball, and it's not going to go as far. It's going to sway in the air a little bit and not be as precise. Say if you're on a hill, you have to think that, okay, so I'm on the hill, so that means that the ball's going to draw right to left. If I'm on a downhill slope, that means the ball's going to go from left to right. You have to know all these things in golf. The terrain, you hit the ball differently out of the sand than you do off good turf, or you hit the ball differently out of a rocky, dirty spot than you would any other shot. Like, all these different shots, you have to prepare yourself and think about and have these mental notes. Golf isn't a contact sport, but it's still very difficult, and it won't wear you down, and you can play it as long as you want. You can play it as long as you want, and you won't get hurt like football. Tiger Woods, he just won the Masters, and the precise focus that he had, like, he's not thinking about anything else. He was just thinking about each shot. And in golf, you have to think about each shot at a time. If you dread on your past shots, then that is in your head, and then you can't have a good shot. You have to have positive thoughts all the time. The concentration and precise focus that you have to have in every shot, it's ridiculous. If you go out of bounds, just one bad shot, that can ruin a round. You have to be so cautious and play smart on every single shot that you take. If you go out of bounds, that's 2-stroke penalty. If you hit it in the water, it's a 1-stroke penalty. If you hit it out of bounds, you have to go all the way back to the tee box and re-hit. Golf has so many mental notes. On the putting green, you have to read the different breaks in the green. You have to hit the ball a precise pace so the ball doesn't go past the hole, or so on. Golf is the most mental sport, and you don't have anyone hitting it back to you or something like that. Off the driver, you want to swing up on the ball, and you have to think about all these thoughts, and you have to have precise concentration on the back of that ball every time. Whenever Tiger just won the Masters, he did not think about a single other thing. He was only concentrating on that. It was the greatest comeback in sports history, in my opinion. Golf's just a very hard game, and it's a very hard game to get good. Like some players, like you have to practice an extreme amount to even be okay at golf. And I get it's with every sport, but golf you just have to stay with it, or you won't be as good. You just have to practice all year round. And that is why I think golf is the hardest sport. Thank you. This is concluding.